Hello viewers, welcome back to another daily time capsule. This is one of those videos that are going to be shown on both of my channels because today is an odd number day, which means I don't have a Patterson content or Patterson content to upload today for you, even though I am in Patterson right now. I'm on Patterson Street. How about that? Patterson Street in Patterson. But on days that I don't upload a Patterson-based content, I will upload these daily time capsules. And we're waiting for the 7:40 news before I bring you with me to work. We're here on Patterson Street on the corner of River and Fulton Street. And we're gonna go to my job, we're gonna go to work, and you're gonna come with me. Soon as that 2:40 headline, sorry, wow, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. Soon as the 7:40 headlines start, we'll get going.
People in the world talking about
here we go.
10-10 wins, and you, the Newswatch Network.
Let's ride.
This is 10-10 wins.
Head south on Patterson Street toward Harrison Street.
You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Good morning.
Let's make a right on Fulton.
Breeze, what it feels like, right around 1. Got sunny skies at 7:40 on this Wednesday, February 19th. I'm Scott Stanford. Here's what's
In
happening.
600 feet,
While the
turn right
DOJ
onto
is
Straight
moving
Street.
forward with its motion to dismiss their charges against Mayor Adams, a judge in the case wants to see federal prosecutors in his courtroom, and he wants that to happen today. He walked up to an NYPD precinct in Brooklyn, pulled out a gun. He was told many times to put it down. Now a 79-year-old man is dead after being shot by police. He was busted last month for a subway joyride in Brooklyn. Now the same teenage boy was nabbed again trying to get into a conductor's cab in the Bronx. A Baldwin, Long Island man who spent time in prison for property theft back in court yesterday for trying to scam his way into owning the same Brooklyn building for the second straight time. Officials in Washington say the Lincoln Memorial's hiding a sexy secret way below the iconic sculpture. Sexy secret, huh? Now I'm intrigued. AccuWeather, we got sunny skies turning into mostly cloudy skies later today. It'll be breezy and cold, high around 31 degrees. Winds News Time, 7:41. Traffic and transit back out to Ian Stark.
Thanks, Scott. That BQE still a problem spot as you make your way westbound in Queens. There's a truck that broke down in the center lane just past Queens Boulevard at exit 39. Sitting there right in the middle of the road, you go to the left side, you go to the right side to get around it. It really doesn't help. You're still all the way to about the Kosciuszko Bridge, and then it actually does a little better heading towards the Williamsburg Bridge, but the BQE stays pretty locked up in both directions between the Brooklyn Bridge and the Gowanus because, well, there's a lot of people there all at the same time. The southbound FDR, there's some icing reported near exit 7 by East 23rd Street, so traffic is slowing down. Because of that, you can take 2nd Avenue downtown to get around it, and the GWB about 25 minutes inbound. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Upper and lower about 25 minutes in. There's also a disabled vehicle under the apartments as you come off of that lower level, so you are slowing down inbound, but outbound the GWB is perfectly fine. Inbound Lincoln, inbound Holland about 20 minutes. Outbound Lincoln, outbound Holland, everything looks good. And here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3 through Nassau County, westbound LIE, Northern State, Southern State Parkway. Everything's still moving pretty.
I just crossed Fair Street, and I featured Fair Street on my Pride in Patterson channel for the Featuring Every Street mission.
That's the word when it comes to the Department of Justice dismissing the case against Mayor Adams. Now a judge presiding over the mayor's corruption case wants DOJ prosecutors in his courtroom. He wants it done today. Let's get more from Glenn Shaw.
Today, a major chapter in this political drama as Judge Dale Ho will decide if he'll accept the DOJ order to drop all the charges against Mayor Adams, or he could order a special prosecutor to take it over. And that would be a major twist. We spoke with political consultant Hank Scheinkopf.
The Democrats want to make people believe they're the party of democracy. They ought to be quiet, let this play out, let the court decide tomorrow what's going to be in the federal court, and let the electorate make the decision. Democracy requires an election, not what people are trying to do here, which is to have a coup of an existing public official.
Governor Hochul waiting to see what develops in court today before taking possible action to remove Adams from office, something that has never been done in the history of New York State. Glenn Shaw, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM in Lower Manhattan.
Winds News Time, 7:44. Crazy scene outside the 111th precinct in Bayside, Brooklyn yesterday. NYPD says a 79-year-old man got out of his car, walked up to the front of the station at around 6:40 p.m., pulled out a gun on one of the officers. That officer then told the gunman to drop it, radioed for backup, but he continued to point that weapon at the officer. More cops got there. He was told several more times to drop it. He did not. That man is now dead. This is NYPD Chief of Patrol Philip Rivera.
Our officers are confronted with extremely dangerous and unpredictable situations, and they attempted to de-escalate this situation multiple times. This is the second time in less than 12 hours that our officers have been confronted by armed individuals.
That whole thing was caught on body cam footage and the outside security cameras. In East New York, a candlelight vigil last night for the 17-year-old girl who police say was accidentally shot and killed at her friend's house in Queens over the weekend.
Pink balloons filling the sky in the East New York neighborhood that Diaza Barkley, best known as Dee Dee, called home. Her mom, Crystal, holding back tears.
Sharon stepped in. If you knew Dee Dee, then she got you in a video or two dancing with her.
With a bubbly personality and a bright future, Dee Dee chose to do a school project on gun violence.
Found out about it after she had already put it together. She's not blind to what happened in her community. Never thought that her name would become another victim to it.
Dee Dee's mom and her closest friends and family remembering her love to dance and make people smile. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in East New York.
A 16-year-old boy who was playing with the gun when it went off has been charged with manslaughter and criminal possession of a weapon. I got to tell you, when I was a kid, my friends and I certainly got into a lot of dumb things that we probably shouldn't have been doing. I'm not sure taking over a subway car for a joyride ever entered the fray. A 15-year-old boy was busted for his second subway break-in over the last 30 days. The teen was nabbed going into the conductor's cab of a number 2 train at the Prospect Avenue station early yesterday morning. We're talking about 4:45 a.m. early. MTA says this kid was also allegedly involved in last month's R-Train joyride in Brooklyn. Officials say the teen was caught trying to get into the conductor's cab before he could interfere with its operation. They do say there was a second teenager involved, but that one got away. Tell you what, Fox 5 needs to change their news intro to it's 4:45 a.m. Do you know where your children are? I mean, come on. One guy from Baldwin, New York was busted again for a scam that involved stealing the same Brooklyn apartment building for a second time. 55-year-old Danny Noble had filed fake papers that declared himself the owner of a $2 million 3-story building on Carlton Avenue in Fort Greene. That was just reportedly one of 9 properties Noble had already spent time in prison for stealing 10 years ago. Officials say Noble had filed false docs with the city's Department of Finance in order to steal the deeds to 7 homes in Brooklyn and 2 in Queens.
We may get some glare as I make this left on 21st
That
Ave.
same exact judge pleading not guilty to first-degree larceny again. Prosecutors say Noble filed the deed in 2023 from himself to himself, claiming to be the rightful owner of the 3-story apartment building since 2010. He's going to be back in April in court for that same judge. A federal judge yesterday declined to block Elon Musk and his Doge task force from accessing federal data systems and cutting agency staff. While Judge Tanya Chutkan acknowledged Musk had taken steps to fundamentally reshape the executive branch, even though he has, quote, not been nominated by the president nor confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
Tanya Chutkan seemed to agree with the state AGs who brought this case that it appears that Elon Musk and Doge have unprecedented, unchecked power within the federal government. She agreed that that's a concern, but she said basically the state AGs hadn't provided enough evidence that there was irreparable harm that was about to take place that required her stepping in.
That's correspondent Nancy Cordes.
If you're here watching on the Documenting History channel, I did not have a video out yesterday or the day before because I did not go to work. I was off on PTO, unapproved paid time off.
Anytime soon. The rapper's been banned from MSG for spitting on a security guard there. Last Friday, there was a boxing card at the Garden during the light heavyweight championship match. MSG officials say Lil TJ spit in the guard's face. TMZ says TJ and his crew were trying to get ringside without the proper credentials. When he was told no, the rapper got a little physical and then spit on the guard. It was all caught on camera. Hopefully Lil TJ likes the Nets and Islanders because his Garden days are now over.
If you do that to someone, you spit in someone's face, isn't that assault?
As the jury
and you can get convicted for that.
His real name is Raheem May.
Unless they didn't press charges.
A childhood friend in 2021. But defense attorneys argued the alleged weapon was a prop gun and could not fire bullets. When the not guilty verdicts were read, ASAP Rocky was so moved by emotion, he leapt into the lap of his longtime girlfriend, Rihanna.
That's Elise Preston reporting. When's news time? We're coming up on 7:50. Give me 1 minute. I'll get you back out to the roads.
This is the story of the one.
We're on Route 80 with a lot of glare. Put on your glare sunglasses as we head to Garfield. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this quick snippet of today's daily time capsule for February 19th, 2025. Thank you for joining me on my commute to work as we head to Garfield to make that money. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.